Hey guys, what's going on? I got a pretty special bus for you today. It's a 2020 Freightliner M2 Grech GM45. That's right, you heard me correctly. Not a GM40. This is one of the rare GM45s. So let's turn it on. Okay, the check engine light's flashing. I'm not sure why that is. It flashes for about 20 seconds after you turn it on and then it goes away. Might be a service interval or something. Let's let that air build up. Now this bus is unmarked on the outside, which is interesting. It does have automatic AC for the passenger or passengers. Driver AC is manual, of course. So what's interesting about this bus is has a couple issues right now, primarily with the brakes, but also one I've noticed with the cruise control / fast idle. Well, the cruise control works just fine, but normally in these buses, fast idle cancels when you hit the service brake. So I'm going to push the parking brake in, so that way when I hit the service brake, I don't compound the brakes. So push the parking brake in. I'm going to hit the service brake. So my foot's all the way down. The bus is not returning to normal idle. It's stuck in fast idle. So this is a pain in the ass because that means you have to turn the master switch off and back on before it will go back to normal. So for whatever reason, it's not registering that the brake pedal is depressed. And this can also cause an issue, like if you're fast idling, it's not going to go into gear. So it's in neutral right now. They put it in drive, range inhibitor kicks on. Reverse, same thing. See backup camera, saw that briefly. Set the parking brake. Yeah. One time I was driving this bus and nearly lost control because of the brakes. So the brakes, like I said, they need some work. They're not as powerful as they should be, and if you give it a hair too much braking force, one of the brakes will basically act like it locked up and the bus will pull to the right. Thankfully, I was able to counter steer and counteract that problem, but that's pretty disconcerting, to say the least. But I have reported it. It is going to get fixed. Now, let's check the parking brake. So at low idle, I'm going to put it in drive. My foot's not on the service brake. Parking brake is set. I'm going to give it 1500 RPMs. See, the bus is moving. Reverse. Again, bus is moving. Pretty scary. All right, back to neutral. Kick that fast idle back on. See, normally what I do is when I'm about to leave, I push this in, I step on the service brake. At that point, my fast idle would cancel, and then I put it in gear. But in this bus, you have the extra step of killing the master switch and resetting it before you can actually go into gear. So then when I park, I go neutral, release the service brake, set the parking brake, engage fast idle if I'm going to leave the bus running. And this bus, the reason why it's called the GM45 is because this has 2 additional rows of seats over the GM40. So this bus has 47 seats in the back plus the passenger seat up front. So that's a total of 48 passengers in this bus. The GM40 will seat 40, which also includes the passenger seat. Don't mind my garbage right now, it's from another group. I'll just get rid of that at the end of the day. There's my fire extinguisher. Warning triangle box is busted up. And there is a booklet of information such as insurance and registration in case you ever get pulled over for whatever reason. Got paper towels up here, more garbage bags. I should put those up on the racks here. Interestingly enough, this one does not have a mic right here for the passenger PA system, only a driver mic, and it doesn't work right now. I tried it earlier. Because I like to announce to my passengers when I'm opening or closing the doors, that way they know to stand clear of it in case they wanted to leave the bus, for instance, while I'm closing the door. 2 emergency roof hatches as opposed to 1 in the GM40. But yeah, I'm not sure they make GM45s anymore, so it's one reason why this bus is so rare. It's our only GM45, and it's well, it's our only bus that's completely unmarked. We have 2 others that have numbers but no other markings. This one has no markings at all, but this bus's number is 4803. The 48 signifies the number of seats for the passengers. And in our GM40s, for instance, the bus from hell, that's 391. So that denotes 39 passengers, but if you include that front seat, it's 40. So that's excluding the driver. You include the driver in this bus, it's 49. GM40s, it's 41. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad bus. The AC blows cold, just needs some work on the brakes, and we got to figure out why the fast idle is not canceling when you hit the service brake and the check engine light's flashing when you start it. But other than that, I don't know if there's much else to say, because I know I haven't really done a bus video in a while, and I apologize for that. I'm gonna start working on that in the future. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's open the service door. I'm gonna show you that this bus, even though it's a 2020, has an alarm if you were to take the parking brake off without closing that. A lot like our 2024s. Let's do an air brake test. Why don't we? Good way to kill the time. So I'll set it back to normal idle. Take the parking brake off. Hit the service brake a couple of times. Set the parking brake. Governor kicks in. Yep, she's a spring chicken for a 2020. This is our lowest mileage 2020 on the lot. All right, I'll time that for a minute. I haven't mentioned it already, this is my first time driving this bus, and now I can say I've driven all of our quote-unquote mini buses on the lot. I should get trained on coach buses within the next few months when business calms down. But I am excited for that, to show off some of the MCIs we have. Alright, it's been a minute. Let's hit the service brake. Time that for a minute. So you don't want to lose more than 2 psi in 1 minute for the static test, which is parking brake off, brake not applied. You want to time it 1 minute for both of these tests. You don't want to lose more than 3 psi, parking brake off, foot on the brake. Okay, let's do our low air warning. There it is. Emergency pop out. That's an acceptable range. Now I'm going to tug against the parking brake. I know I already did this, but yep. Reverse. Yeah, the brakes on these things are very weird, to say the least. All of our 2020s have had issues with the parking brake not holding correctly. A couple of them have been fixed though. This one's next on the list, since I just found the parking brake problem with it. Go ahead and raise the ride height. I drop the ride height whenever I park and whenever I load or unload. You do not want to drive with the ride height down. That's why there is a red pilot light when it's in the down position. It does have a Jake brake. As far as I know, the 2024 GM40s are the only ones without it, which kind of sucks, but whatever. They do have a lot of creature comfort, so that makes up for it. Those also fast idle automatically if you're running the air. And those are S2Cs, not M2s. This is an M2. Alright, now I'm going to back this up and we're going to do a service brake and parking brake test. Alright, so parking brake's off. We're in drive. I'm going to go ahead and pull forward. Service brake. And we'll check that parking brake again. Alright, we're gonna pull the parking brake while driving again. I don't think I got quite up to 5 miles an hour and I didn't really have enough room to. Now I do. So get up to 5 miles an hour, pull that. Bus should stop within 2 seconds. That was about 3. The first time I did it, off camera, it was like 4 seconds, which kind of scared me. But, like I said, it is getting fixed. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short tour and air brake test of the 2020 2020 GM45. Have a nice day.